Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Sam Macias. Normally I start these videos off with a big bombastic, hey, how are you, how you doing? But I don't feel like we're doing that today. Not the appropriate time for over the weekend. One of the best pro wrestlers in the game today, Bray Wyatt, Windham Rotunda, passed away at the age of 36. I'll say this, I was a huge fan of Bray Wyatt. His character, his in-ring work were by far unmatched and unseen in any era in wrestling, any promotion, and anywhere else. And besides all that, besides his work, you can always hear the stories from his peers, his family, his friends, even fans, that he was just a great human being, a fantastic person to be around. And it's, when you read and hear stuff like this, it sucks. It absolutely sucks. I was watching the Booker T podcast when he got the news live while doing his podcast with Brad Gilmore. They were prepared to give a good eulogy for Terry Funk, who also unfortunately passed away last week as well at the age of 79. He was prepared for that one, but the one about Bray, yeah, no one saw it coming. I'll admit that. No one saw that at all. Even especially when he just came back last year from being away for so long, it sucks. It really does suck. All we can do is pray and hope that his family can get through this horrible, difficult time. I will say that WWE are doing everything they can to make sure they preserve the life, the memory of Windham Rotunda. They did a beautiful tribute to his character, Bray Wyatt, and not just his character, but the man himself. And they usually do that. It was so poetic, so beautiful. They started the show off with a tribute to him, leading off with a silhouette of a spotlight on a rocking chair, and also ending the show with the lantern and all the fireflies around it, ending the show like that. I mean, you gotta imagine. Not imagine, but you have to think life is just too short. If there's a family member you're not, or a friend that you're just not talking to or anything like that, put that crap aside, tell them, hey, I love you, appreciate you, give them a hug, give them a kiss, doesn't matter. Life too short. And in all that, we're going to be dedicating this reaction video to the top 10 greatest Bray Wyatt moments. And I know there's a few that I know I have in my heart, but we're going to be watching from the boys and girls from Cultaholic.com who make this video, and we're going to see what do they believe is the top 10 of Bray Wyatt's greatest moments. This is not necessarily the definitive list, but this is one that they went and did on their own. They're a prominent top 10 list of pro wrestling on YouTube and the internet, so if you guys want to check out their videos, please go ahead. The link to their channel will be in my description below. And with all that being said, let's get into this.
As the world mourns the tragic passing of WWE star Bray Wyatt at the age of just 36, it is important to remember and look back fondly on his many amazing contributions to the wrestling business.
There were so many.
Creative and utterly fearless performer, Windham Rotunda has left a legacy that is littered with incredible and unforgettable moments.
None like him. There are truly none like him.
Get to witness another, we are glad that he left behind so many for us to enjoy again and again. Please join us in celebrating the life and career of the incomparable Bray Wyatt.
Absolutely, let's all enjoy. We're all gonna miss him.
Bray Wyatt returns. Let's start with Bray's 2022 return, which was
number 10.
Much hype, speculation, and an inventive.
I would have put this a little higher. Not gonna lie, I would have put it a little higher.
Over the creative range from Vince McMahon.
Interesting.
We immediately started to see some of the game's old favorites return to the fold, whether they were rehired or simply given renewed pushes. Encouraged to follow the mystery of the White Rabbit, viewers eagerly tuned in to the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, where it was hinted that Wyatt would re-emerge. With the show ostensibly going off,
it was pretty good. It was pretty great.
And the weirdness began in earnest.
Oh man.
Of Bray singing "He's Got the Whole World in His Hands" playing over the arena's sound system, one by one, lifelike versions of the unsettling
God, that was so great to see.
Spotted at various places in the crowd. Then, after a little more hoopla, Wyatt appeared from the remnants of the Firefly Funhouse set, taking off a brand new mask and blowing out a lantern as the fans went bonkers. Only a character like Bray Wyatt
Only Bray could have done that and pulled it off.
Production, but it fit him to a T and got his sadly all too short final run-off to a memorable start. Number 9, beating Cena at Extreme Rules. Bray's first major test as a singles wrestler on the main roster was John
This should have happened at WrestleMania, I'm gonna lie. I don't know why they waited till Extreme Rules to give him the W.
In their relatively short time on
But hey, that's neither here nor
program
there.
with the face that runs the place was an altogether different beast. Some were critical of Super Cena's WrestleMania 30 victory over the backwoods dweller, but defeat at the Showcase of the Immortals wasn't the end of the line for the Eater of Worlds, because he got another crack at big match.
And that's the thing, he recovered from that loss. A lot of other guys wouldn't have recovered, but he did.
Wyatt and Cena were having themselves a hell of a fight, with Cena continually fending off interference of the rest of the Wyatt family members. It wasn't Harper or Rowan that he needed to worry about, however.
That's true, yes.
Ordinarily kitted out in one of Cena's Neon Nightmare t-shirts, showed up and prevented him from exiting the cage door by freaking him out with a demonic rendition of "He's got the whole world in his hands." The distraction was enough to allow Bray to hit Sister Abigail and secure a
That was, I gotta say, that was creepy as hell when they did that.
Firefly Funhouse match. 6 years after they first clashed,
Really?
Bray and Cena
Number
reignited
8.
their rivalry on the road to WrestleMania
What,
36.
again, this one I would put a little bit higher, but
Transformed into
okay.
the Fiend, and
No
John
problem.
was no longer WWE's marathon man, but on a
Yeah.
part-time schedule and used only for special events. When
Which
COVID
makes
hit,
sense. I mean,
WWE
Cena,
were forced
at
to
that point of his
innovate and
career,
team up
can't
with
do it the whole
Firefly
time.
Funhouse match for Cena versus Wyatt on the oddest, grandest stage of them all. More in keeping with performance art than traditional professional wrestling, the
Pretty much,
Funhouse
yeah.
was unlike anything WWE had done before. A time-hopping head trip with nary a wrestling move in sight, the match saw Bray taunt Cena, who morphed into prior versions of himself.
It's just the genius part of it and his creative. It was so good.
John Cena becoming a member of the New World Order. It was wild and wacky, and while it wasn't for everyone, it was certainly different and lingered long in the memory. There were a lot of so-called cinematic matches during the pandemic era, but Cena and Bray's mind-bending jaunt through the Performance Center takes some topping. Number 7, winning the tag titles with Orton.
Oh yeah, that's true. He did win the titles with Orton. Okay.
It took him over 3 years to win his first piece of WWE
Right.
gold. And
How
it
ridiculous
wouldn't
was
be
that?
with Rowan or
3
Harper
years.
either, but
And it was a tag team title. Nothing against being a tag team
Wyatt
champion,
family
but
member, Randy
a guy like
Orton.
Bray,
Winning
come
face
on,
of
he should have been like
Feud
world
joined
champion
forces in late 2016
within the
and
first
took
couple
on
years.
inaugural SmackDown Tag Team Champions Heath Slater and Rhino at TLC. Kicking off the show, the match itself was really nothing to write
And
home about,
kicking off the show.
under 6 minutes as it did. But
6
as
minute
a
match,
moment,
yeah.
it was a big one and an important one for the career of Wyatt, who provided the distraction that allowed
Yeah.
Orton to nail an RKO and bag the belts. The Orton-Bray saga would go completely off the rails in the months that followed, but
I mean, wouldn't it?
stuff initially, with this being one of the highlights. Number 6, Firefly Inferno. The pandemic was still in full
This was a
swing
little
when
weird.
Bray's
I will
Puerto
admit,
Rico
the
clashed
Firefly
with
Inferno
Randy
match was
Orton
a little
in
odd to
2020
me.
in what was basically an Inferno match, i.e. the first person to set their opponent on fire
Yeah.
wins. WWE attempted many wacky things during their extended
They sure
residency
did.
in empty
A lot of worked, a
arenas,
lot of
but
didn't.
None were as genuinely mad as what they did here. As an actual match, it's
Oh,
not
man.
exactly giving Flair versus Steamboat any sleepless nights.
No,
but it
not
was
really.
a visually stunning spectacle and features one of the most unforgettable WWE pay-per-view endings ever.
I'll give him
Orton
that.
won the match
I'll
by
give him
backing
that.
the Fiend into the flames, only for Wyatt to continue his pursuit.
He's still
before
going,
hitting an
while on
RKO.
fire.
The Viper then contemplated his next move before pouring gasoline on his stricken foe and lighting a match.
Oh, man,
Just
this-
completely
these guys were
mental on
always
every
insane
level,
on
enjoyable
how
when
far they would go,
genuinely
especially
aghast
during that
or
time in the
bursting at
COVID
seams from
and the
surprise
Thunderdome.
laughter. Number 5, besting Bryan at the Rumble. The first time
Oh,
that Bray Wyatt
yeah,
got to shine
mhm.
was during his feud with Daniel Bryan in late 2013/early 2014. Bray had seemingly
Yep.
recruited the American Dragon into the Wyatt family fold, only for the bearded wonder to famously rip
They
off
should have
his
let that
warrior suit and
stretch that out a little longer. They switched it up way too soon. It's like, oh, it was only a couple weeks, I
The
think.
big grudge match was booked for the 2014 Royal Rumble. Opening the show,
That could have been the WrestleMania match, but obviously we all know where that went.
Wyatt's best. Bryan was riding a
It
serious
was good.
wave of
That was a really
fan
good
support
one.
at the time, and the Bray Wyatt character was still very new, giving the match a lot of crowd heat and a fresh feel. As for the result, it really could have gone either way, and that would have been just fine, but Bray got the nod and put the bearded wonder away after a Sister Abigail into the ringside barricade, followed by another in the ring. Stealing the show in the opener and getting a major singles W. Not a bad night for the man of 1,000 truths, all things considered. Number 4, The Fiend's
Absolutely.
debut.
The Fiend's debut, that was beautiful.
Of Worlds was a fine mid-card distraction. It was clear that Bray could do with a direction change sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, that's when it became
Wyatt
stagnated at
took little
times.
vacation, while new vignettes began offering a peek into Bray's Firefly Funhouse. Initially appearing as a Mr. Rogers-type host, the vignettes took a very dark turn as the Fiend was
Super
introduced
dark,
to the
yep.
world. After playing for weeks and weeks, fans became invested in seeing how it would all shake out in the ring as Wyatt targeted Finn Balor and was booked against the first ever Universal Champion at SummerSlam 2019.
Yeah.
The Fiend's
The history with
ring
Fiend
debut
and
would
Bray
have
Wyatt
been
and Finn.
handled perfectly after such a long and careful build, and
So
thankfully,
good.
WWE, as well as Bray and Balor, got it spot on.
They
The
did.
entrance was hair-raising and the Fiend's
I
appearance
love
was
the entrance. It was so
genuinely
good, so
disconcerting,
different,
like a
so
horror movie villain come to life.
yes,
He made
exactly.
quick work of his very
Exactly
generous
horror
opponent,
villain.
too, setting
And I think
the
they got
right
like the
tone
Max
from
Mabel,
the
like a
off.
movie
Number 3,
by
Supremacy
well-known movie
over the
maskmaker
Shield.
too.
The Wyatt family were lucky enough to arrive in WWE at the same time that another awesome faction,
Them and the Shield.
were establishing their
They put on
dominance.
barn burners.
Hitting that sweet spot right as the Wyatts were starting to really get over, and not too terribly long before the Hounds of Justice imploded, WWE
Who would have thought
booked
the Wyatt
big
family would last
showdown
longer than
between
the Shield?
two warring
That's
stables
crazy
at
to me.
2014's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Watching it all unfold, you could immediately see that this was something truly special. The crowd were electric from before the opening bell rang and maintained their enthusiasm for the duration of the near 25-minute barn burner. In any event, the six-man was a real chaotic scrap that featured a little bit of everything for everyone and allowed all the participants to shine.
It really did. Everyone got their moment, and no one was taken. No one was nothing.
Amazingly, WWE booked the match to end pretty much the same way in the main event of Raw a few months later, with Bray again pinning the big dog to establish his trio's supremacy. Number 2, Bray's Elimination Chamber WWE title win.
His title win.
The Elimination Chamber
Number
event
2. I wonder what's
had to
number
hold
1.
a special
Interesting.
place in Bray Wyatt's heart. 3 years after he, Harper, and Rowan beat Rollins, Reigns, and Ambrose in an instant classic, the
He's
Era
the
Worlds
king of
received a
Elimination
shot at
Chamber.
the WWE title in the show's eponymous match. John Cena was defending against Wyatt, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, The Miz, and Baron Corbin inside
Wow,
the
what a weird
unforgiving
cast to have an Elimination Chamber
Bray
match.
entering the fray as the 4th
Looking back at it now.
This was his first crack at the WWE title, believe it or not. His only previous shots at any sort of
Really?
world title coming in the 2014 Money in the Bank ladder match and in the 2016 Royal Rumble. This Elimination Chamber match was a
I did not know that.
scorcher and really saved what had been a humdrum pay-per-view, with the 6 men going all out for close to 40 awesome minutes. After the
It was
champ
awesome.
surprisingly eliminated, it came down to Wyatt and Styles, with the phenomenal one eventually succumbing to Sister Abigail and Bray securing his first major piece of singles gold. His reign didn't last long, ending at the hands of Randy Orton at WrestleMania 33 just 6
Which
weeks later,
he should have had it longer.
he won the
Let's all be
title,
honest.
still
He should
one
have
of
been
his
champ
best.
longer.
Number 1,
But still.
the Wyatt family debuts. The first
Okay,
time we saw Windham Rotunda on
That makes
WWE
sense. His
television,
family
he was
debuting, the Wyatt
a
family,
million
makes
miles removed
sense.
from the iconic character he would morph into. It took a couple of years in NXT for him to transform from Husky Harris, game show hopeful and member of the new Nexus. While in developmental, Rotunda crafted the Bray Wyatt persona, with he and his family quickly becoming a leading act for the black and gold brand. Like many others before and after,
I think no one could have ever expected this Husky Harris turned into this great creative genius that we have
After
today.
the vignette treatment helped tease their impending arrival, the Wyatt family surfaced on the July 8th, 2013 episode of Raw. Bray cut one of his customarily creepy promos from a rocking chair, which was played on the big screen before he, Harper, and Rowan came out and attacked Kane. Bray himself didn't do anything physical to the Big Red Machine, letting his larger enforcers do the damage while he observed approvingly.
That's how
It was a powerful first main
super
roster
powerful,
appeal
and it
for a
shows the
character
power
who,
of
in the
Bray
decade
Wyatt.
that followed, experienced a lot of creative ups and downs, yet always retained his special aura. There will never be another. Rest in peace, Windham.
No, they won't. Listen, death is common in life. It is natural, you can say, but it can come at the worst times in our lives, at the most unexpected times, and again, it happened again. There's no really good way to say how great this man is, because as you saw in that video, and you can see the amount of tributes that there are around the world for this man. If you watch AEW, All In, they just poured the amount of tributes that you, if you're aware of, you can see clearly. Yeah, this was a great human being, great character, great wrestler all around. Everything you can think of, you can put it in the pots, and everyone will pretty much agree about how great this man was. And there will never be another. He will be missed, truly. There will never be another like him. And what do you guys think? Is there a moment that they missed that you thought that should have been in this video? Please leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what's your favorite Bray Wyatt moment. And you guys want to follow me on all my social medias, please go to my description below. All my handles will be there for you guys as well. And if you guys like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more other videos. I got a little other fun videos, a little bit more on the brighter side, but I figure I'll do this just to pay my tribute to Bray Wyatt, about how great he was as a competitor, as a man, as a genius, creative genius. Also in my description below, I'll be putting the link to the WWE shop merch store of Bray Wyatt, where if you guys buy anything related to Bray Wyatt, his merch, anything like that, all proceeds will be going to his family that needed during this difficult time. I think that's awesome. WWE decided to do that. They didn't have to, but they did. Kudos to them. And yeah, with all that being said, until next time, bye.